It's a mess trying to work with technology, though.
Technology, man. You're hard to work with, but I need you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Indivisible with
Jacob, me.
him, who's actually
It's me again.
He's the one playing today, and this is something a little bit different than normal because he's
very special episode.
Yeah, he's actually playing this live right now, which is not something we've really done before. So yeah, this is Indivisible, which is a game by Lab Zero, who, if I'm not getting my developers crossed, is the team responsible for Skullgirls, right?
Yes, that is their other game.
Yeah, which is a very good fighting game. This is not a fighting game.
No, but it's actually pretty... The way you play the game is actually pretty close to a fighting game, actually.
So this is it is turn-based, right?
It has turns. I'd say it's closest to like active time battle than anything.
Right.
It's more like Final Fantasy VII than, like, let's say 3.
And it is an RPG rather than a fighting game. Explicitly.
Yeah, it's an RPG. Look, you get party members. Here's Razmi. She's a mage, or at least magic user.
A shaman.
And when you get a new character, this isn't how you're going to acquire them in the main game. I'll explain what the difference is, what the special things about this demo is later.
This is
when you get a new character, it tells you what they can do.
Yeah, so this is specifically a backer demo for people who supported the game on Indiegogo?
Yes. They prefer Indiegogo over Kickstarter. However, I don't know if many people know this, but in Indiegogo you can select it like Kickstarter, where you need the full funding to actually get any money. As opposed to normally in Indiegogo, where you get whatever amount you're given no matter what.
Right. I think
there is some relations between the head of Lab Zero and Indiegogo. So
are there?
I think that's why there's a preference for that instead of Kickstarter.
That's interesting. I don't have a lot of I don't usually back games on crowdfunding platforms, so I don't know much about.
This is the only game I've ever I've donated to.
Right, and
because most end up in disasters.
To be fair, like, if there were any games that I would support, this is one of the ones that I would have. Because I first heard about this. I want to say I probably heard about it like back in
2016, I believe.
Yeah, 2016. So I don't even know if that was after like their original campaign or anything. But
I wouldn't be surprised if it was after the campaign. Actually.
But yeah, I heard about it and I was like, oh, it's by the developers who made Skullgirls. I like Skullgirls, and I like RPGs.
And I like Skullgirls as well.
And I like RPGs with interesting mechanics. And I saw an earlier build than the one that we're looking at right now.
Yes. So the campaign had a prototype. This is classified as a preview. So the mechanics are more refined here. The prototype they had during the crowdfunding period was made in like 8 months, I think. So it just sort of gives you the idea. However, it has a better like presentation of how the game will play in the final release.
Right.
And this got an original preview. I think the full name is Backer Preview or something. So it is only available for download for people who donated to the crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And I think a few, maybe like a month or two ago, it got its original like backer preview, and then this is an update to that backer preview. For example, it added a few more mechanics, and a few more party members, and a different order in how you acquire them, actually. So they actually didn't need to, but if it helps them convey like what they want the game to turn out like, then yeah, this is much more helpful to show that idea.
Right. So
yeah.
So I'm noticing that there's a bit of an ambush system where you can like hit the enemies before you go into combat with them.
Yes, that is one of my favorite modernizations of JRPGs. It's the enemy actually appears in the overworld, and you can attack it for an advantage.
Right.
Usually, in RPGs, it's the form of you get to go first, or you get a free turn, and then the actual combat starts. But if you get hit in the overworld, then the enemy gets the advantage, and you, of course, don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And in this game, from what it looks like, you deal a little bit of damage with that ambush attack as well.
Yes. So if you've leveled up high enough and you deal enough damage to one-hit the enemy, combat doesn't start at all. They actually get defeated in the overworld. So no need for that. No need for that. You don't need the JRPG thing, and then you just beat the enemy in like 1 second. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fortunately, from what it looks like, the transition into combat in this game is very quick anyway.
It doesn't even really have a transition. Like, it is so fast.
You got the axe.
Yeah, basically a different moveset with different weapons you're going to be getting, and it's also semi-Metroidvania, and you can actually traverse through different areas now.
I was just about to ask. So, like, because we picked that up, there are like Metroidvania mechanics kind of to the overworld exploration and everything.
Yeah, and I'll explain a bit later on what other stuff the axe can do.
How about since we're still pretty early in this video, how about you explain how the combat system actually works?
Sure. You get.
Try not to die.
Don't worry, that might happen later on. Fuck.
You can explain it after the combat if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't normally talk while I play video games.
I understand the struggle. Trust me.
I mean, oh, okay.
No, nice dodge.
So that was. So yeah, I said earlier that this sort of have fighting game influences. No surprises there.
Right.
So you have 4 party members, well, up to 4, and each button on your D-pad, if you are on gamepad, and you can select when your party member attacks. You see little pips in each party member.
Yeah.
That basically tells you how many attacks they can make during that turn. So you, of course, have to wait for them to refill. But as you wait, the enemy is also
charging their attacks.
Which you can't see yourself. And during the enemy's turn, if you hold down the button associated to that character, then they will block.
Right.
And if you saw earlier with like the ghost kind of enemy, instead of like a red icon telling you where the attack is going, it's like, okay, I'm colorblind, so I don't know if it's like orange or green or something. But if it's a different color, then it is a grab, and you can't block grabs of
right.
like a fighting game.
Right.
You need to press the button at the exact moment the grab happens to, I believe it's called tech throwing, where basically it cancels it. Yeah, I know. I accidentally dashed. Where you cancel out the enemy's grab by doing an input, which prevents the grab from happening.
Does that
Shit, I did again. Okay, this is okay. First off, I want to explain that I've been playing Valkyrie Profile, which is this game's main influence. And since it's a Japanese game, on the PS1 they switched the inputs for X and circle.
Yeah.
So dash and jump are reversed, which is fucking me up here.
Well,
you see, I almost did it again.
Jump rather than ducking.
That was the case in Valkyrie Profile, but since in Japanland they prefer X to be confirm and circle to be like cancel.
Oh god, that's a big guy.
Yeah.
Is this a boss fight?
Not of the demo.
Is this like a boss, or like or at least something you would call like a mini boss, I guess?
I'd say it's more of a mini boss. I don't think this has any like story significance.
I mean,
okay, so one of my party members has been KO'd, so she no longer has access to her like moveset.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing this correctly or not, but it looks like our health regenerates in between combat. It does.
It does. That might be for the demo, actually. I don't know if that's going to be the case in the main game.
Right. Who knows? Really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this game is going to have items, which is what you normally have in a JRPG.
Oh hey.
And
another character.
Yeah, so we have another like magic user, and she can cast traps, which I really like actually. So I'm just gonna switch
now
out.
we have party switching.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have that.
So who are your how many characters are in this demo?
Indeed. So in the prototype there was 4.
Right.
However, in the initial backer preview, there was 7, including Ajna, who's the main character, who we can't take out of the party.
Right.
And I think they added like another 3 or 4.
Yikes.
In the update. So yeah, quite a lot.
That's a fair number. What was I about to ask? Right. In combat with multiple enemies, is there a specific way to target a specific enemy?
Yes. So you can also change targets while during your turn and while characters are performing attacks. So as to not overcompensate the amount of damage you do to an enemy who's already KO'd. So
right.
It's good.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can. I'm demonstrating the platforming you can do with the axe now, which
that's
essentially trivializes like vertical.
That's a little
movement.
Yeah, it's a little bit absurd. Like you can climb over everything.
Yeah. So no stamina, anything. It's just okay. It's like okay, I can climb everything now.
I mean, I'm down with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna demonstrate
super move,
like super essentially. So yeah, whatever. I'll use all 3. So each different character, like every specific character, has 3 different like supers.
Whoa.
And they vary in their utilities. It's not just like damage.
Right.
Sometimes it's a heal. Sometimes it's like a buff. and it's just learning what each character can do.
Are those super, like, do those supers work the same way that like supers work in fighting games, where you have the bar that fills up and you have your different super depending on how much bar you have?
Yes, and then you just press the super how many times you want. Like you press it once if you want level 1, and then up to 3 times.
Can you combine the supers of different characters at once?
You know what? I haven't tried that.
That's something that I would try.
Let me just get... Yeah, and you need to wait until the character has at least 1 pip for you to actually do that.
Right.
Okay. Do you... it appears I can.
That would be an interesting mechanic for them to add, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's something they can implement. And by the way, so after the backer preview update, enemies can now block attacks. So it gives more of an incentive to be tactical on which enemy you want to KO first. But there are ways to remove an enemy's block.
Attack through the block.
Yeah, sometimes you get moves that removes it, or that bypass it, I think. So yeah, it's all about like learning the moveset that you've created.
Right.
Let me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
This is essentially the pause screen. This is where characters hang out. Yeah, and Lab Zero have like. They've said that your party is essentially a fighting game character's customizable moveset. And so each different character has their normal attack, and then their depending on your analog stick, whether it's moving, whether it's not being used, or if it's going up or if it's going down. So there are 3 basic attacks for each character,
right?
Which all have different stats and timing and hitboxes. So it's really up to you to learn the team composition or how you want to go about learning what they do. So there are going to be a lot of party members. So there's going to be a lot of customization on. What you want to do. I know this is an enemy, and I don't know if I can actually avoid.
It's poisoning you.
Yeah,
well,
I think that's unavoidable, but
it's a mini boss again, so
yeah, they want to demonstrate a lot of stuff with this, because like it is kind of weird how like. They're like, oh, we weren't 100% happy with how it looked the first time around, so let's just do this. The game got delayed to like, I think original release was like late 2018, but now it's first half of 2019.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I'm okay with delays. Yeah. Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I prefer it if it got delayed, because I want this game to turn out as best as possible.
And I mean, I would say it looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's that sassy boy up there?
He's a party member. Hello.
Latigo. Is he carrying a gun blade?
He's kind. Yeah, sort of. It's like a revolver rapier. Kinda.
That's in the world of gunblades. I think revolver rapier is probably one of the more absurd ones I've seen, actually, which is kind of impressive in itself.
So I guess full disclosure, yeah. Again, I have donated to the crowdfunding campaign.
Which is why you have this in the first place.
This is why I have this. And why you don't have this.
Yeah.
I donated $1,000. Again, full disclosure. At that time, I didn't think this was gonna succeed, but it did.
Kind of seems like a silly investment if you didn't think it would succeed, but you know.
Well, you know, whatever. So, but in my defense, all right, this game initially didn't succeed, all right, because it got an extended funding period, which that doesn't happen. Right. I think that's the only time it's ever happened in Indiegogo, and the only reason it did, or why it could, was because the owners of Indiegogo and the owner of Lab Zero know each other, so it's like this little bonus. So the initial funding period of 30 days, it was unsuccessful, so like it got another 30 days. And it got funded in the last 3 days of the extended period.
Jeez.
So it was really, really close. And so I keep forgetting Latigo runs out of ammo for his for his gun. There are different mechanics with each of the characters you need to look out for. And after it got funded with 3 days left, it went past, I think, like the first 2 or 3 stretch goals. It's like, okay, where were you guys the first time, right?
They were like, oh, it's actually funded now. I guess we'll just dump a whole bunch of money into it now.
I don't know why, like, okay, how Kickstarter campaign goes, it's like, there's the initial funding period, well, like the first 2 days, alright, and then it gets an initial big boost, and that's usually the period where things get fully funded.
Yeah.
And it's either that or like the last 2 days of the campaign when people like start panicking.
The middle period for Kickstarter is usually pretty dead for most campaigns.
Yeah, because it's like the initial news, it breaks out, people know about it, and then that's when you get like views for the page.
Yeah.
And then you get, and there's not really much to talk about, like in the middle period. And then you get the second piece of news articles where it's like, oh, funding for this game is nearly over.
Yeah.
You get your chance to for all the rewards or whatever. And then that's when you get the other boost.
So
and that's what happened.
Maybe I should wait until you're done with this encounter to ask, but if you can recall, what were the stretch goals for this game?
You get the usual. So the stretch goal that I did, $1,000, you get a named NPC in the game. So not a party member, not a boss, which are the ones after. I think boss is like 2,000 or 5,000. No, I don't know, one of them. Oof. And then party member, which was like up to 3. Only up to 3 could
right.
Or maybe 1. It's either 3 bosses and 1 party member, or the other way around.
Some very small numbers.
yeah, and whatever limit they had, they reached it. And then and it does the typical crowdfunding thing where you get the smaller rewards with the bigger ones. And the things I'm gonna get are like soundtrack, physical copies, statue, plushie, just the normal stuff.
What were the what were the goals past the initial funding, if any?
There was. Let me think. There was. I can't remember the order, but it was stuff like multiple endings, full voice acting. I think an animated intro by Studio Trigger and Titmouse, which that was definitely funded because there was like a preview for how the intro would look, and voice acting also got funded, which I don't think any is present in the game now, but the game will have at least full voice acting for party members. I'm not sure about minor characters.
There you go. So this is one of the enemies that defends.
Yeah, I think this is an actual boss because the music changed.
I guess I'm not surprised that voice acting and stuff is a stretch goal, because that's one of the things that they like overhauled into Skullgirls like long after the fact.
Right.
It was like when they did the Skullgirls second encore thing, like they completely overhauled the story mode with a bunch of voice acting and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good that they can put that into this as well, I think. Also, it's just nice that it got funded in the first place, because like this is a really interesting looking game.
Yeah, definitely unique. Like, so main inspiration was Valkyrie Profile, of all things, and I wanted to complete both. Well, there was a third game, but
we don't talk about that one.
Well, it was different for sure. So I want to play at least the first two games before I start Indivisible. See where its roots came from. And how.
There you go.
Yeah, that was the like guard break thing you can use, which also expands like your super meter.
He has been delteated.
Yeah, so I've been playing Valkyrie Profile, and yeah, the inspirations are like really, really obvious, because that's how they play almost the same, but this is a bit more actiony or a bit more fighting gamey.
I think
Valkyrie Profile is a bit more traditional.
I think there was another game, like Radiant Historia on the DS that plays like Valkyrie Profile.
That Radiant Historia is primarily turn-based, so kinda.
Well, I think, like, from what I recall, it's set up with the same sort of general combat system as like Valkyrie Profile is.
It might seem that way, but well, I played both, so like, it's not entirely the same. Valkyrie Profile is like, it's more, it is more actiony. It plays like this, basically. And let me just think. Yeah, and Radiant Historia is really all about chaining together attacks that you predetermine before you actually perform them.
Right.
Whereas Indivisible and Valkyrie Profile, it's like you're actually physically performing the inputs while you're doing the moves, while you're chaining combos. And so
Well,
it's more actiony.
Yeah, the main difference there is just the difference between active time battle and turn-based, really.
Essentially. So it...
Oof.
Oh shit. That's fine. No, we can still...
These guys are pretty dangerous, eh?
Yeah, I'm losing a bit of concentration because I have to talk. And also... I've played this preview like a few times. But...
She about to go down. Yep.
Yeah. This game's a bit forgiving with
checkpoints.
With yeah, well, I actually don't know where the checkpoints are, but when you die, it's like not really. It's not really too hard, but whatever. Video's longer then, so.
So how are you supposed to get through their guard just like normally?
I don't know if the characters I have guard breaks. I know Ashna does, but she's dead, so like.
That might be something to change around your party to remedy.
Yeah. I took out like the more damage heavy characters in favor of like more utility, but that kind of screwed me over.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. I think after enough time happens, it was like, okay, Ashna's fucking dead. Like,
let's just reset you.
Although I think that actually got rid of the enemies, which that hasn't happened before. Actually, you know, now might be a good time to change.
Maybe.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do a complete change in team. I don't know how much you know about Valkyrie profile. But the deal is, like, the deal is like, yes, you are a Valkyrie, but do you know what Valkyries do in Norse mythology?
From what I recall, the conceit of like Valkyrie profile specifically is that you're leading people to the like land of the dead or something like that.
So it's not really a spoiler in Valkyrie profile. But every single party member, aside from you, is dead. They die at some point in their storyline, and in Norse mythology, the job of the Valkyries is to gather noble warriors, so they can they recruit them, and so they can
for Ragnarok.
Fight. Yeah, they can fight for Ragnarok, and yeah, that's what happens at the end of the game. Is Ragnarok happens. So maybe the same thing is sort of happening with Indivisible, in that all your party members get killed, and then you sort of invoke them spiritually for them to like return to the real world or something.
Who knows? How much of the story is in the this preview?
Not much. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is completely separate from the game.
Right.
There is almost no story in this. That one I forgot about.
So what's this bow that we just got from Archer Friend here?
Oh yeah, we can fire our bow in the overworld. Yeah, and it doesn't appear to be part of my moveset, but I don't know if it's something I'm missing.
What do you mean?
Like, I can use it in combat.
Right.
But I still just have the axe.
Well, it had a pop-up about the bow.
Yeah, I think that's to explain that you can use it in the overworld, but it doesn't actually initiate combat. It still damages them though, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Ah, shit.
Oh, well, he just got eaten.
Eat it.
All right, I haven't been utilizing like the actual movesets. I think it's best to like save your party to be mostly damage heavy and maybe like one utility user.
That's usually a decent bet in party-based games. Going too heavy on the utility, usually winds up with you not having enough damage output in the overall.
Yeah. Okay. We've almost got every party member, I assume.
It looks like there's one more. At least.
Or it might be a placeholder on the...
If the party list there is accurate as to what's in the preview here, it looks like there's one more.
Yeah, so I really enjoy this, and I am definitely looking forward to its final release.
Oh God!
Whatever that may be.
What the? All right.
This is the boss of the preview. Sorry, of the prototype. So
that caught me off guard.
Yeah, and so they just added in for this because it's like, oh well, we already have the boss already created, so it's like might as well. And one of the characters is already dead.
Man, jeez.
However, use Ajna's level 1 special to revive them.
Oh, nice. With a very small amount of health, so they can immediately get beamed and.
Yeah, if I kept one of the other utilities, I'm sure they could actually heal them properly.
So it does seem like balancing your party is very important. Yeah,
it's really up to you how you want to do this. Yeah, so one of my concerns with the initial preview is that you weren't told what party members could do before you got them, and so as of right now, it tells you a little bit, but not like their move set, like not entirely. And what I want to see in the final build is like a practice mode or something.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, I can only learn by literally fighting enemies, and that I want to practice before I do stuff like that.
Even just like, I guess they don't really have menus in the game at all at the moment, but
no,
like just having kind of move lists in a menu would be fine. Like, it wouldn't be great,
yeah,
but
it is. I mean, like, to be fair, it's like utility with like navigation, even like menus. It's like not super. It's not super great because I don't think it has mouse support yet. And so
this does seem like the kind of game that I would rather play on a controller than
yes. I mean, it is a fighting game.
Oof. They are really wrecking you.
Come on, give me more meter.
You're
cool.
Close.
Ah, shit.
Oh God. They're so dangerous.
It's fine, as long as Ajna's still alive, then it's fine.
I do kind of like. I appreciate the apparent difficulty curve that we're seeing so far, at least.
Yeah.
Because as people who watch this channel may have heard in the past, I'm not very good at fighting games, but I do like them. And so an RPG that has kind of like fighting game inspired mechanics is extremely interesting to me. Because one of the big things that I have a problem with in fighting games tends to be like, I don't get I can't wrap my head around the combat systems in them. But then also just like the way that the stories aren't like interconnected in the way that RPGs do.
Yeah.
So like something like this is super intriguing because I love the idea of having kind of fighting game inspired combat controls.
Mm-hmm.
And there.
Oh, jeez.
You got it.
Sweating.
What might it be?
I don't know. I forgot.
What? I don't know either. So how much is in this? This preview.
Surprising amount.
Have you?
Can I talk to? No, I can't.
Well. So that's.
Oh, by the way, like this screen, I assume is where like all your party members are gonna hang out.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
And maybe like, maybe shopkeepers and stuff like that, like your upgrades.
I presume since the preview hasn't ended, we haven't done everything yet.
Oh no! Like there is a surprising amount of content in this.
Is that like what? Like was that the main big boss though?
No.
It wasn't.
That's the main big boss of the prototype.
Oh, well, that's what I meant.
I guess that's sort of the super boss.
Is it the hardest enemy in the preview?
I don't know. I actually don't know if it's that or the actual boss of the preview.
Okay. So we haven't seen the actual boss yet, then.
No, that's at the end. Once you beat the actual boss, then the preview ends.
All right, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if that boss we just fought was the like the big boss or not.
Nah. Fun fact: that boss was animated by one Zontan. Who
is infamous in certain spaces of the internets.
I don't know about infamous.
Wasn't Zone involved in Skullgirls as well?
I don't know if they were part of the development team, but all I know the connection is between Zontan and Skullgirls is that there is a color scheme you can have for one of the characters that looks like the character Zontan. And of course Zontan did a hentai parody of Skullgirls.
I definitely remember hearing the name in relation to Skullgirls, like as far as the actual game goes, but I don't remember like the specifics of why.
Okay.
Because that was a couple years ago now. Like, that was back when Skullgirls was actually still kind of a big name in internet discourse. It is sad that it's sad that game never got a lot of traction.
It's still successful, I'd say.
It's successful, but like it never had a very large community, especially on PC. It was just like because it's a really good fighting game, but it just didn't catch on with the greater fighting game community, I guess.
It did get screwed over when that one year Evo sort of like made up bullshit of why it wasn't allowed to be on the main floor.
Everyone loves Smash Bros, though, right?
Oh yeah, Melee is never gonna leave. I think Okay, I think I missed a party member. Because my favorite party member, I haven't gone yet, so I think I missed her. So I'm going to actually go back.
Do you remember where they were?
Whereabouts, kind of.
Are you going to be lost and wandering around for like 10 minutes?
No, it's fine. It's, she's not too difficult to find. Ah, fuck. I don't think I can get up there.
Can't you go around from the outside?
Maybe I can, actually, yeah.
I think you did before.
Yeah, I sort of did. Yeah, I was like, I was like, where the fuck's the party member? I wanna show her off. Because to me, she is absolutely my favorite, at least so far.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the version of this game that I saw only had 4 party members, I believe.
Yeah.
So even just a bunch of the party members we have already are new characters that I've never seen.
Yeah. But the one I'm trying to find is she was added in the update. And she is a fantastic addition. You know, content. Whatever.
Content.
Is she? No, she's not here. She's a bit later. It's fine. I don't mind playing this game for longer. In fact, it's good that I missed her, so I can keep playing.
So you can show off the lovely graphics to everybody.
Yes, this game looks good.
It does actually. Like I'm not being sarcastic with that. It is a good looking game.
Yeah. Yeah. So environments are, of course, 3D, but all the characters, yeah, they look like Skullgirls.
Yeah,
all
the characters are 2D.
I think she's here. No, she isn't. There she is. Jesus.
Hello.
Ah.
A pirate queen, huh?
Yeah, she has fucking cannons on her shoulders.
Oh, so this is Blastoise.
Yeah, she's fucking sick.
Well, you don't have any enemies to fight around here, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Hopefully, with the game proper, if you get party members after a certain point, they'll be leveled up already.
Maybe.
That'd be a good idea for the developers to do, at least.
Yeah, I wonder how progression will go. It's like, is it going to be linear where every party member is going to get a fixed level, or is it going to be a different order? And in that case, it's going to be a bit difficult trying to find fixed levels for each one.
That is a really far jump.
Yeah, you have to do this platforming bullshit.
There you go.
Yeah, for the prototype and for the initial backer preview, they did like speedrun contests.
Not surprised.
And one of them is for just getting to the end, and the other is for completing 100%. And
right.
Surprise, surprise, due to the nature of speedruns, both of them heavily used glitches. It's like,
of course.
Yeah, so after getting that party member, yeah, there were no enemies left for me to fight other than the final boss. So,
nice.
Whatever.
Good job. This what could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah, I mean, she is level 1.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly okay. Nothing is gonna go wrong.
Yeah. Look at that. She uses her cannons to dash as well. It's fucking awesome.
That is pretty cool. Man, that's how much damage this boss does. Like even when you're blocking. Like wow. Also,
yeah.
Am I seeing this right? And the boss has 4 health bars?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's to indicate, like, I guess how many phases.
That's intense.
So the final boss of the initial preview update was very different. It's like a different boss entirely, and I can't seem to find it in the update. It's like, whatever.
I haven't seen this boss, I don't believe.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I replayed this.
You just kicked a treasure chest, but what did it do?
I think if the enemy was closer, I could have gotten it. Let me heal. I probably should have brought a healer, but whatever.
Who needs heals?
Not me.
Judging by the way that you play the Amber Throne, no, apparently not.
No.
Man, yeah, the boss fights in this game look really intense, though.
Oh yeah, like there's even like there's even like it transitions back to the overworld in some parts of this boss fight, so you have to like dodge stuff while you're platforming. It's
is that
pretty cool, pretty elaborate.
Is that what was happening with the
Yeah, well, I was destroying like the harpoon thing.
Yeah, the spear harpoon that you had to destroy.
Alright, no, I can combo supers, actually.
Oh, is that what you just did?
Yeah, I think I just did that, yeah.
Huh.
You just can't do it, like, immediately.
Might also be something for them to tell you at some point in a future update.
Well, that is the case for, like, finding games, it's like, comboing,
yeah.
supers. Okay, yeah, we
go.
have this now.
Oh. This is a really cool way to do like boss fights in an RPG, actually.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's like, and you can tell the bosses with the leaves falling.
Right.
It's like no other fucking game does this. Ah, fuck.
Oh, you just got wrecked.
It's fine.
It's fine. You have a heal.
Special delivery.
Oh, geez.
I like Baozai, the pirate queen, because her normal attack actually bypasses guards and disables them, so I don't need to use superior to do that.
Handy.
So she would have been, yes, very handy earlier.
Well, at least you got her for the boss fight, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to show off a bit more, but can't win everything.
It's always more difficult to it's difficult to do things in the way that you wanted when you're recording it live.
Oh yeah.
Trust
me, I play much better when I'm not talking.
I can attest from personal experience. Yikes. Because I've recorded a bunch of games on the channel live, and it definitely things go wrong when you're recording it live.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, well I fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You got dead.
Uh-huh.
I presume that the boss is full health again. Oh boy. Have fun.
I am having fun.
Good luck, have fun. Man.
But this is a fantastic fight.
Yeah, I'm
probably.
if you want to focus on just trying to beat the boss, go for it.
I can keep talking.
I'm really interested in seeing what else they do with this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see like if this is, I guess, like how many total characters there are, if this isn't all the party members.
No, this is definitely not all the party members.
Yeah, and I want to see what they do with the world design as well. If the entire thing is going to be explored in the Metroidvania kind of way, or if there's going to be like
there is a world map to my knowledge.
Is there?
Okay, not an overworld in like Final Fantasy style, but you
Yeah.
can select which city or dungeons to go in in a map.
And of course, obviously, it'll be very interesting seeing what other like monster and boss designs they come up with as well.
Yeah. So, I actually don't know what they've shown publicly or what they've shown to backers, because yeah, I know stuff.
You're in the know.
Special delivery.
Almost, yeah. Well, either way, I definitely have known stuff much earlier than the public,
Right.
or the general public. And yeah, they have some really interesting designs for not only enemies but environments as well. Lots of variety.
Nice.
And like taking from different cultures that you don't normally see.
Right.
Which I'm a big fan of, because you don't know. Yeah, because like you don't normally get representation with like those types of cultures. It's like
Yeah.
and, the close, lots of East Asian, South American,
Influences.
and influences with the enemies and party members, because like the archer guy here, he is so clearly Mongolian, and it's a bit obvious with the pirate queen here, but obviously Chinese.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do overall, especially with the story. I think it'll be.
Yeah, I have no idea actually what the story is going to be about. I since it's taken so many cues from Valkyrie Profile, I'm hedging my bets that all the power members die at some point, and you recruit them for your party.
We'll find out.
So
eventually.
I don't know who the big bad guy is.
And of course, the way that I consume video games pre-release tends to be I don't follow information, so I like to get surprised whenever whenever the game comes out usually.
Well, I do that. I do that anyway. But with this one, I would actually like to know how things are going.
You have a vested interest.
I've invested money into this, so it is nice to get frequent updates. There's like once every 2 weeks or something. And so they've been pretty consistent with the updates.
Yeah, that's one of the big issues that I have with supporting early access games as well. Is 'cause, I mean, I've bought a few early access games and ouch. One of them is a completed game that's now very good.
Okay.
One of them got completely abandoned. And
Uh-oh. Fan glitch.
oh, that's fun.
Uh-oh, something's happening.
I don't think that's supposed to.
Nope.
You,
Nope, that's
ooh.
not supposed to happen.
You might want to heal as well. by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the games that I bought in early access is just never gonna get finished. At least it looks like she can still attack, sort of.
Feels that way.
And I did buy another early access game recently, I think, which looks like it's at least coming along nicely. So hopefully that won't get completely wrecked by. Because I've talked about it before, but the game I bought that got completely destroyed is Necro.
I think I've heard of that.
It was a really promising looking isometric RPG action RPG that initially popped up back in like 2015 or so. And it looked super good, and the development on it was coming along pretty nicely for a while, until the developer had, like, the two main people working on the game had a scrap with each other, and decided they decided to completely just part ways, to cease development on the game, and now it's just dead. So one of the reasons I donated this was because I trust Lab Zero. Yeah, that doesn't. Based on Skullgirls, I don't think that'll happen with this game.
No.
And you beat the boss.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, and now you can run really fast.
That's the ability I got. I actually haven't beaten that boss before.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, nearly
93%.
Yeah. So Indivisible will be released in the first half of 2019. So that was the new release window. Yeah. So I heavily enjoyed that. I'm heavily looking forward to the final release.
It's a super promising looking game.
Yes, what they have so far has been great.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. This has been my playthrough of the demo. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thank you for playing it for us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm one of the few people who can.
Well, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you with something new some other time.